You're watching Round Roanoke, your source for what's happening in the Valley. I'm your host, Margaret-Hunter Wade. In 1964, the Wilderness Act ensured that America's wild places are preserved for future generations. The Roanoke Valley, nestled amongst numerous federally designated wilderness areas, is the perfect setting to celebrate the great achievements of the Wilderness Act 50 years after it was signed into law. Here to tell us about the upcoming weekend for wilderness are Andrew Downs with the Appalachian Trail Conservancy and Renee Lavin with the City of Roanoke. Thanks to both of you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Sounds like a great weekend.
Yeah.
And let's just start off with the Wilderness Act. And why is this special to the Appalachian Trail, to the Valley? How does that?
Sure. Well, the AT has a great history of partnership with federally designated wilderness. I think the beginning starts with Benton MacKaye. He was the thinker and philosopher behind the Appalachian Trail concept, and he also went on to start the Wilderness Society. And so you can see kind of themes of his philosophy and his land conservation ethic through those two, major accomplishments. One, dreaming up this amazing footpath that goes from Georgia to Maine, and two, protecting wild places like in a natural state, which really is the best protection for the Appalachian Trail experience.
Sure, and so of course the Appalachian Trail is important to the Valley because it runs through here and it's an important part. But beyond that, the Wilderness Act in Roanoke and kind of this general landscape? Sure.
Well, we have numerous federally designated wilderness areas within about an hour's drive of Roanoke. I think there are 6 of them. And that, really preserves a lot of the natural scenery that we have here, which is such a defining quality of the Roanoke Valley. Also preserves great recreational opportunities, fishing, hunting, hiking, all that sort of stuff. And then, things like air quality and just the natural character of the Roanoke Valley. I think wilderness really plays a really important part of all that.
And so as I said in the open, Roanoke Valley is a perfect place to celebrate 50 years of this protection. So we're going to have a weekend of wilderness.
Yep.
So tell us about this celebration and kind of generally who can participate.
Well, everybody can participate. I think we've got stuff for the whole range of citizens and folks in the Roanoke Valley area and in Central and Southwest Virginia. It's a 3-day event. The 25th, 26th, and 27th of September, and we've got a great lead-up event here with the city called the Epic Wilderness Hike Series. So the 25th, we'll have Ed Zonheiser, whose father, Howard Zonheiser, actually wrote the Wilderness Act itself. Ed is a poet and a philosopher and a great preservationist in himself, but he'll be speaking at the Taubman Theater before showing A Green Fire, which is a great film if you haven't seen it. And then Saturday, we have that's Thursday. Friday, we have a Toast to Wilderness at Parkway Brewery.
Nice.
And so we've got a great lineup of raffle items. We got thousands of dollars of gear donated by Walkabout Outfitters and Outdoor Trails and Eagle's Nest Hammocks. So we're going to raffle off a bunch of gear. They're actually selling commemorative pint glasses for the event, so that'll be great. We're all going to raise our glass and toast wilderness.
Very good.
And then Saturday night is our keynote event. We'll have a whole day of guided hikes and guided work trips in the wilderness so people can really get out and experience it, really also get out and learn what it takes to protect these places. And then Saturday night at Roanoke College, Dr. Jay Turner, who's from Roanoke area, wrote this amazing book, The Promise of Wilderness, and he'll be speaking and leading a panel of really, 5-star conservationists here in Roanoke. We've got Dr. Rupert Cutler, former Assistant Secretary of Agriculture here. We've got our Executive Director, Ron Tipton, who spent about 15 years with the Wilderness Society. He'll be on the panel. Tom Speaks, a forest supervisor of the George Washington and Jefferson National Forest, will also be on the panel. So if you ever wanted to, and it'll be interactive, so you'll be able to talk to these folks, ask them questions, and really engage with environmental issues, conservation issues, and issues surrounding the Wilderness Act there.
And I think you're right. You've got a little bit of something for everybody to come out and enjoy. So Renee, I know you're working with this hike series, so tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So leading up to the event, we wanted something that would get people outside more than just on that weekend to start thinking about being active, and that's really what we do at Roanoke Parks and Recreation. So Andrew and I sat down and came up with an epic wilderness hiking series, taking people to the 5 wilderness areas that are closest to Roanoke. So from September 11th through September 20th, we'll visit one of the 5 areas each Thursday, Saturday, and Tuesday, and all the hikes are free. They're led by a Parks and Recreation staff member and a volunteer from the Roanoke Appalachian Trail Club. And it's just a great way for people to get out and firsthand visit these areas with intention. Check out the trails that are there, see the flora and fauna, and really immerse themselves in the wilderness.
Excellent. Well, thank you both so much for sharing this and bringing all this to light, because I think it's something worth celebrating.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
You can find out more about Roanoke Weekend for Wilderness and other events happening in the Roanoke Valley on the community calendar coming up at the break. I'm Margaret-Hunter Wade, and you're watching Round Roanoke on Cox 9. Thanks for tuning in.